Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got another requested one for you today. Somebody asked if we could add a hover underline effect under our menu here. So we've done that, and wherever one you hover over, it's going to turn blue and have that little line appear there. Got to do a bit of CSS coding for this today, but it's really easy. Okay, well I'm going to go to my additional CSS panel to do this today. For anybody that doesn't know where that is, if you go to your dashboard, down to Appearance and Customize, that'll take you to this page, and right at the bottom we've got an additional CSS panel. That's where we're going to be doing this today. You can also do it in Divi, in the custom CSS panel down there, but I want to do it here so you can see what's going on today. Now the color I'm going to be using is the color I've got for my logo here. Of course you can use any color you want. I've actually set that to be my active page. If I go back in the header and navigation up here, this is our primary menu, and we're using the default Divi header up here today. I've got my active link color set to this blue. I'm just going to make a note of that color because we'll be using this throughout our build today. Okay, well let's go back and get started. Back to the additional CSS panel. Whenever you write code, it's a good idea to give it a title, because that way it's easier to find, and anybody that edits a site after you, it's a bit of a courtesy for. And the title is // // and you can write anything you want in between the two stars. It won't be read as code. We'll call it header underline. Okay. Well, I'm using Google Chrome here with the great inspector tools. Most browsers have this nowadays. So I'm going to right click on one of these header elements. I'm going to hit inspect. That opens up our little inspector panel down here. I've got elements selected on this side, so it's giving me HTML. I've got styles selected on this side, so it's giving me CSS over here. And if we highlight any of these things, it makes it blue up here. If I highlight this, you can see it's making that first link blue. If I go to the next one, do the next one, so on and so forth. What we want to do is actually target the link, which is the A or the href right here. But if we hover over it, if you look up there, it's got a big bit of padding on the bottom. We need to adjust that, because if we do it like this, that little blue line is going to be on the bottom of that green padding up there. So we need to target that A or href, and it's all under the top menu ID up here. So I'm going to copy this ID, top menu. I'm going to double click on it, select it, copy it. It's an ID, so all IDs have a hashtag in front of them. So I'm going to put hashtag, then I'm going to paste that ID, Control V to paste. And we want to target the A, the link in it. So I'm going to put a gap, I'm going to put that an A. Then I'm going to open and close some curly brackets. We can tell it what we want it to do. Well, to get rid of that padding on the bottom, if I highlight it again, it was that green that was on the bottom there. We want to pull that up to where we want to actually put our line. So I'm going to say padding bottom, padding dash bottom, colon. Let's try 5 pixels. Nothing's happened, so we've got to overwrite the styles. We have to use the important to do that. So we get right exclamation mark important. And that's brought a little line up from the bottom there, and it's put it 5 pixels under our little menu there. Now we don't want that line there, so we need to adjust it back to how it was. Now if I click on this href down here, takes it straight to it down here. Here's the 5 pixels we put in. We're overriding the original, and you see the original up here is crossed out. So the original was 33. So to make this line go back down to the bottom here, we can take 5 away from 33, which is 28, but I'm going to use 2 of those pixels for my actual underline. So 2 from 28 is 26. So I'm going to put margin on the bottom of 26 pixels. Put a semicolon on the end. If you don't, it won't read the next bit of code. So I'm going to say margin, bottom, and we said 26 pixels, 26 px. And that's pushed that line back down for us. I think it's right above there because we've left 2 pixels for our actual line that we're going to have at the bottom there. And to create the line, we need to make a border bottom. So again, I'm going to put a semicolon. I'm going to say border dash bottom. I'm going to say 2 pixels, solid. And I'm going to use that hex color that I copied just now. And put it just after, just so it can demonstrate to you that's where the line's going to be. Perfect. But we only want to see that when we hover over it. So I'm going to change that to transparent so you can't actually see it. It'll still be there, but you won't be able to see it. And the reason we're putting it there, even though you can't see it, is so that when you hover over it, it doesn't jump down by 2 pixels, everything down here. The real estate's already taken up. So I'm going to change that code there, that hex code, to transparent. Fantastic. It's gone, but it's still there, if that makes any sense. So let's create the hover effect. I'm going to copy everything that we've just written up here. From the hashtag up there to that closing curly bracket, Control C to copy. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to repaste it in there. Right after the A for that, the link right there, with no gap, I'm going to put a colon and the word hover. Now we can delete anything we don't want to change here. We've already got the padding, we've already got the margin, so I'm going to select that and delete it. Now I'm going to change this color back to that hex code. So I'm going to select the transparent and just repaste that hex code in there. Now when I hover over, that line's going to appear. But it's appearing pretty much instantaneously. I want to slow it down for a bit of grace so it fades in a little bit more. To do that, we'll go back into our regular settings here, border bottom 2 pixels transparent. We'll give it a transition duration. So I'm going to drop down again after the semicolon. I'm going to say transition dash duration and the time we want it to take. I'm going to have mine take 1 second. So I'm going to say 1s. And we'll try that. I'm not sure it's going to work. We may have to force it. Still looks like it's coming in pretty quick to me there. So we're going to use that important again. I'm just going to copy it from above up here. Paste it after the 1 second. That's a bit more graceful. That works for me. But I'd also like the actual writing itself to change color to that same exact color. So to do that, really easy. So I'm going to copy this color again here. I'm going to drop down after the semicolon. I'm going to say color, colon, and paste that color back in there. Put a little semicolon in case we want to add another line of code. Now when I hover over, both the writing and the underline is going to appear in that color. But that color doesn't look quite the same as this one to me. The reason is by default it gives it a color with the opacity slightly down, so it's a little faded out looking. I want mine to be that strong looking blue. So to make sure we've got that, I'm going to drop down one more. I'm going to say opacity colon 1. And as we're overwriting some styles that are there, I'm going to grab that important one more time and paste it on the end there. Great, now that should do it. So if I hover over that, it's got the underline, it's a nice blue. When we go next door, got the underline and a nice blue. And that again. And that's a nice little feature. Like I say, we've done this before, but somebody's requested it, so I thought I'd do it again. Things have changed a little bit since last time we did it, but it's pretty much the same code. So there you go, guys. There's how to add an easy underline hover effect to your Divi theme default header. Once you've done your coding, make sure you go up here, hit your publish button. That'll make it permanent for you. If we go back to our site now, refresh, we've got our little hover effect back. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this today. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, pop them down below the video. I'm not going to put this code down there. Use yours to inspect yours, but it's going to be exactly the same. I'll zoom in on it if anybody wants to copy it from the screen. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.